Welcome back, Commanders. My name is Archrist, and today I'll be briefing you on your brand new T-Doll, the Sweet Tooth Cheeta. Cheeta is a support SMG wielder, team buffer, healer, and candy bomber. She's a great team amplifier, being able to provide multiple buffs and throw multiple heals a turn. Her kit also has single target, AoE, and burn damage, making her very versatile in any team setup. I will mention that in all my guides I'll be referring to Confected's index of skill points, since this is much easier to understand. Cheeta's skill point regeneration mechanic is tied to her ultimate, Surprise Box, which is the 3-turn cooldown. After using her ult, she'll get 1 skill point for each ally within 6 tiles. Her ultimate will also apply Blazing Assault to all allies, as well as 2 other random buffs for 2 turns. Blazing Assault will increase their attack by 15%, and the random buffs can be any positive effect, meaning it can range on whether the buffs could be beneficial or not very effective at all. She then gets the support effect for 2 turns. This allows her to perform an action support when an ally within range deals targeted damage. She will attack first, dealing physical damage equal to 80% of her attack and reducing 3 stability. Cheeta's passive is Invention of the Century. As long as she has 1 buff, after she performs an attack, she will heal an ally with the lowest HP within 7 tiles equal to 45% of her attack. The healing multiplier increases by 5% for each buff she has, capping at 15% at 3 buffs. She'll perform this heal after her action supports as well, so she could potentially throw 3 separate heals a turn. Cheeta's basic attack is Welcome Gift. It has a range of 6 and deals physical damage equal to 80% of her attack and reducing 3 stability. Cheeta's active skill 1 is Spicy Candy, which costs 2 skill points. She selects 1 enemy up to 6 tiles away and deals burn damage equal to 130% of her attack and reducing 4 stability. If Cheeta has the Blazing Assault buff, the multiplier is 150% instead. Cheeta's active skill 2 is Fireworks Festival, which costs 3 skill points. She selects a target up to 6 tiles away and deals AoE physical damage equal to 80% of her attack and reducing 2 stability to all enemies within a 2-tile radius. If it only hits 1 enemy, this will apply overheating to them for 1 turn. A target with the overheating debuff prevents skill usage. When deploying Cheeta onto the field, the key element to playing her is buffing her team and keeping them healthy. She will have a 2-turn downtime as she loses her ult support ability, stopping her support actions and her triple heals. When it comes to her basic rotation, she doesn't really have one. Instead, use a kit based on the situation she is faced with or what benefits the team the most. You will always want to start with the ultimate to buff her team and support actions. After that, use active skill 1 for single target or active skill 2 for AoE situations. Use a basic attack only as filler. Onto her pros and cons. She amps her team with quite a number of buffs, always applying the 15% attack buff at minimum. She is a strong healer, and the way she splits up her heals adds quite a lot of utility. She has both single target and AoE skills, which allows her to play in either composition. As for her cons, her support action and heal fall short every 3rd and 4th turn after using her ult. She can give really useless buffs that don't help. Although she has really strong healing, her kit doesn't have any stability recovery. Her heals are not controllable. This can be very annoying when you need to heal a specific target. And since her ult is the only way to regain skill points, she will run out eventually. Cheeta's best weapon is the Battle Pass, the classified manuscript. It grants attack boost, and its trait grants 2 extra movement next turn if Cheeta moves at least 5 in the current turn. Its effect's Battle Rush ignores 5% of the target's defense for each tile Cheeta moves, capping at 5 tiles. If Cheeta does move 5 tiles, it will also remove 1 buff from the target. Cheeta can also use her Sarog. Its trait increases damage dealt by 5% for each debuff the enemy has, capping at 20%. Its effect is Gilding Glory. If Cheeta or another allied unit uses support attacks, she'll get a crit rate buff. If you don't have either of the elite weapons, you can use her namesake, the MP7. It has the same movement trait up as the manuscript, and its effect, Fruitful Innovation, will increase her next skill damage if she applies any buffs to allies. Her attachments follow the support archetype, focusing first on attack percent, attack, HP percent, and then defense percent. Max out attack as much as possible to increase her healing, and then just any stats to help her survive. When it comes to which attachment sets to farm, her best set is Emergency Repair. If she heals an ally to full HP, she restores 2 stability. This can only happen once per turn. This will give Cheeta some small ways to restore some stability. When it comes to her fixed keys, the best ones to obtain are 203, Super Useful Invention. This increases her support action range by 2, making her very reliable backup and healing. 603, Genius's Pride. If she has the Blazing Assault buff, she will restore 20% of her HP at the end of the action. And 403, Big Prank. Her attack is increased by 3% for each buff she has, capping at 5 buffs. Fixed keys 401 and 601 makes her more healer focused and can be used if needed. Fixed key 201 starts her on max skill points, which isn't very useful as she basically starts at max skill points after ulting on turn 1 anyway. This can still be useful on maps where she is separated from her allies. Her common key is Over-Engineered Invention, which gives her a 50% chance to grant a buff to anyone she heals. Other common keys she can steal is Xiaomi's Mission Blessing. If her HP drops below 80%, she will immediately heal 15% and gain defense up for 2 turns. Otherwise, any common key that increases attack, defense or HP will work. Next, we'll have a quick look at the Fortifications. At V1, her ult will now grant 3 random buffs. At V2, upgrades her active skill 1 to 140% attack multiplier. At V3, reduces the skill point cost of active skill 2 from 3 to 2. At V4, the bonus healing from her passive increases from 5% per buff to 10% per buff. At V5, the healing from her passive increases to 60% of her attack, up from 45%. And at V6, her ultimate restores 2 skill points for each ally in range, removing her con that she runs out of skill points. To finish off, we'll have a quick look at suitable teammates to field along Cheeta. She works well with any strong DPS or dual DPS setup. For example, Klukai and Pritya, giving attack up and can deal AoE damage to help trigger Pritya's action supports. Or Kijay and Shakri, giving lots of buffs and dealing single target burn damage, even though she doesn't apply overburn herself. Otherwise, Cheeta fields as either sustain or flex in any team setup. Here are some examples of team compositions. And that about wraps up this character briefing for Cheeta. I hope this guide helps, and if you have any other suggestions on a build of teammates, make sure to leave a comment below. Until next time, Commanders.